Hey guys, Chris here, back from CNH Technology. Again, we got another quick video here for you guys. One of the subscribers to my channel wanted me to post a video up if I had another machine similar to this right here. This is a newer, like a 2015, 2014 lawnboy machine with the Chinese Kohler engine on the overhead valve design. The customer wanted me to do a video specifically about the actual drive system on these rear drive units right here, and why I really don't like them out there myself personally. And I'll give you a shot of the actual engine, or the identification tag for the machine's designation and stuff like that, so you can see what kind of machine I'm working on here specifically today. This is the lawnboy. Let me see if I can zoom in here for you guys. 10734 with the serial number starting with 314 specifically. And this guy was complaining about the drive unit not driving specifically on here, even though they adjusted the belt, or they actually adjusted the transmitter, or the I keep on calling it the belt. They adjusted the actual cable up on the handle up there, and it still did not make any difference whatsoever. So they brought it to us over here, and they want to have us check it out over here. And the machine basically needed a new drive belt on it specifically, and I just want to give you a rundown of what all has to be taken apart and what needs to be actually done to get the job, back to where it's supposed to be when you want to have the machine driving around your yard specifically for that. The first thing is you're going to have to take all the baffling plates and stuff like that out of the machine. You're also going to have to take out your belt, or your belt cover as well too. I got the belt cover over here. Here's your belt cover. You got to take that out. You got to disassemble and remove your battery keeper as well too over here if you have electric starter. You also got to take off your pulley system right here for your pulley belt, front pulley drive PTO thing right here as well too. You also got to take off your blade adapter, all that good stuff right there. And you should also take off one of the wheels as well too. This is the left hand side of the wheel. You have a nut on the back side right here as well too, so you're going to have to put a wrench on the back side in order to take these things off as well too, but you have a nut on the back side of this one specifically for this model year as well too. And the last thing is you have to drop the transmission out of the rear housing on these machines. They have a plastic housing on these guys, so you have a housing on the back of the actual cylinder, or the actual called circular mushroom shaped cover on here specifically for that. You have this adapter or bracket, whatever you want to call it, the back. I don't know what they actually specifically call it, but you have this bracket in the back where the transmission is hooked onto the bracket in the back. This plastic, it's a real cheap, I don't know why in the hell they ever came up with it, but it is what it is out there. And you have to drop the transmission out of the actual bracket right here. You have 2 bolts on each side right here. You have 1, 2 over here, and you have 1, 2 over here as well too. These bolts have to be removed. Here's what the bolts look like right here. Let me see if I can show you here. I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. 7 bolts that go on this machine right here overall in total. And you have to remove all those bolts on the back right here, plus the other bolts. You actually hold up the covering on here for your actual front keeper, plus your other bolts that actually hold on your battery holder compartment thingamajig right here as well too. So you have to get all that crap out of the way. You also should take off your bell control handle to disengage your actual drive cable right here as well too. You need to take the cable out of the way and get that thing out of the hell out of the way, so your cable is freely in position like it is right now, so it's not going to be being hindered by attempting to remove the transmission drive unit in the back here as well too. So once you get all that crap out of the way, you can finally get to your transmission assembly right here with the partially disassembled drive wheels on it right here as well too. Now, in order to get the belt off, you have 3 more additional bolts right on here as well too. Let me see if I can get a better shot here for you. You got 1, 2, and 3 on the other side here. The third one's right over here in the back. So you have 1, 2, and 3rd bolts right here that have to be taken out. These are basically plastic screws. They're almost identical to this one right here. If you can see that right here, that's what they typically have on this back unit right here, because you have plastic. You have plastic drive unit, transmission drive unit, whatever you want to call it right here. Well, you have 3 bolts, and they're basically bolting that thing down. And you have to use your one tool right here as well too. This tool I got right here. This is my magnetic tool here. This is a let me see what size it is. It's not giving me the size, but you have to use one of these special bits in order for it to actually fit into the hole right here as well too. So you put that down inside it like so, and you simply unthread the actual bolts out of the housing. Then once you do that, this housing just lifts up off, and once you get the housing off, you can slip the new drive belt in place of the old one. And in order to reinstall sorry about that, everything back on the machine, simply put the transmission back up into the rear portion of the housing on here. You have to rebolt everything back together, and that's basically start to finish how you should actually do this kind of specific drive belt replacement on this specific mold type right here for that. So that's basically what it looks like, totally taken out of the machine here. Your rear transmission drive unit plus your drive belt and all the other peripheral items that has to be taken out of the machine or to do the actual drive belt replacement on a machine that's currently slipping in your yard out there for that. If you already attempted to adjust your cable, and adjustment of the cable did not solve your problem, the drive unit specifically. This job takes about an hour and a half to, I'd say about an hour and a half on average if you want to do it slowly and take your time and not screw up anything. Me, typically, I'm doing for about an hour and a half because I'm going to be cleaning up the whole entire deck assembly, clean up all the crap, because this stuff in the back of this deck right here, you have a lot of crap that gets blown up in the back here. You give a lot of grass, it goes up here and gets stuck up here, and this whole thing gets caked up with all kind of grass. So it's always a good idea to, once you have it out of the actual transmission, have the transmission separated from the back of the casing back here. It's a good idea to just blow out everything, clean everything completely out of here, so when you put it back together, everything will be completely dry and free of any kind of debris in here as well too. So just remind yourself to do that after you get done taking something apart like this, and put everything back together dry, clean, and free of any kind of debris. But this guy had a lot of debris on the transmission here as well too, so you can see some kind of crap on the back here as well too. So we'll go ahead and blow all that crap off there as well too. And once we do that, we'll go ahead and slap the transmission back up inside the unit, and that should be it for this specific job, because this machine needed other additional work as well too, like a new carb assembly, new tune-up on her as well too that hasn't been tuned up in quite some time for this lady. So that's basically everything that needs to be done on this specific machine right here for that. And just remember, transmission drive belt's going to take between an hour and an hour and a half. You want to do it yourself out there, and this is basically a step-by-step tutorial of how to actually do this on the rear drive units that have the newer plastic transmission housing holder, whatever you want to call it, in the back here. It's a separate peripheral portion from the actual deck assembly, but the deck steel, and your transmission holder bracket assembly is all plastic on there, and you have to drop the transmission out to actually change out your drive belt. So if anybody has any comments, questions, whatnot, as usual guys, feel free to leave me a message here, and I'll try to get back within some kind of a basic question in a few days, or I'd say probably about 3 or 4 days. I'm pretty busy right now, so it's going to be a while till I get back to any kind of questions or anything else similar to this right here. So I'll see you guys, and have a nice day.